Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Patriots Real-Time Report. I am your host, Theo Diesenhaus, and tomorrow the Eagles will come to town for a joint practice with the New England Patriots. Here are my three things to watch at tomorrow's joint practice. Starting off with the Patriots offensive line, they will be facing off against a very deep Eagles defensive line. Let's just get into some of the players that this team will be facing. Starting off, Jalix Hunt. Jalix Hunt, number 58 in your program. Last season, 7 sacks, 55 pressures, and a 16.5 pressure rate, which is very impressive. He primarily lined up as the right outside linebacker last season, rotated as the left outside linebacker. He had about 5/6 of his snaps as that left outside linebacker. So it's going to be Will Campbell versus Jalix Hunt. Hunt was the best player for the Eagles on the edge last season. The other man on the edge, Nolan Smith. Last year, only 12 games played, had a very down season, just a down season for the Eagles. 2 sacks and 33 pressures. Smith, a very instrumental part to that 2024 Eagles defense, looks to bounce back this season. He will be facing off against either Morgan Moses, or if he gets the veteran day off, and the Patriots don't want to push him too much, it will be the rookie Caleb Lomu. Now, like I said, Smith had a down year last year, but this is a guy that's one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. Hunt, the same can be said for him. The Patriots have not faced anybody at this level on the defensive line so far in camp. I'm sorry, Draymond Jones. I'm sorry, Gabe Akers. Maybe one day you'll be at a Jalix Hunt or a Nolan Smith's level. And I'm sorry, Elijah Ponder, but Will Campbell has had a great camp. Caleb Lomu hasn't had the best camp. He struggled against these edge rushers. It might be ugly tomorrow against the Nolan Smith. Or if he plugs in at left tackle against the Jalix Hunt. It might be ugly, and that's okay. It's joint practices. He's a rookie. He's not expected to start, but these are the real deal. And we saw it in 2024. These guys came in, and I'm talking about the Eagles defensive line, not just these guys, not just the edge rushers, but it came in and you had 14 sacks in 11-on-11 periods, and it was ugly, it was disgusting, and from that point on we knew, okay, this team sucks. But now this is a team that's expected to compete for the Super Bowl. Obviously, you go to the Super Bowl last year. You're a better team than the Eagles. Maybe not on paper, but last year you made it farther, and to me that means you're the better team. So I think that maybe Caleb Lomu struggles, and that's the only thing I'm fine with. I think Will Campbell should be able to hold his own. Will he hold his own? I don't know. Against Jalix Hunt, like I said, don't know. But I think he should, and he's expected to hold his own against Jalix Hunt. So that'll be interesting to see. Now we move to the interior defensive line. And oh boy, this is where it gets scary. You thought you were scared before with Jalix Hunt and Nolan Smith. Well, I raise you Jordan Davis. I raise you Jalen Carter, and I raise you Moro Ojomo. 3 of the best interior defensive linemen. Imagine Milton Williams on that team. Oh, wait, he was on that team in 2024. Unbelievable. Jalen Carter had a career lows last season in pressure rate, 7.7. He also had a career low in double team rate. I believe it was in the high 40s. So Carter had a down season. He only played in 11 games, really 10, because he spit in Dak's face on the first play of the first game. So 33 tackles, 3 sacks. But we know what Jalen Carter can be, and that is the best defensive lineman in the NFL. He got paid like so, and he is the best defensive lineman in the NFL. Jordan Davis, the most athletic defensive lineman in the NFL. 50 run stops last season, 4.5 sacks, 21 pressures. He had a very good season. We obviously know about his special teams value, as well as he blocked the kick to win the game against the Rams last season, early in the season. I think that was week 2 or week 3. And then Moro Ojomo, a breakout star for the Eagles last year, 6 sacks, 29 quarterback pressures. He is the brains of this Philadelphia defensive line, one of the best defensive lines, if not the best defensive line in all of football. And if we want to focus it back on the Patriots and how this relates to the Patriots, the offensive line, rather, has had a very good camp. And now you go up against a really, really good defensive line. Now, I think the Patriots have one of the best interior defensive lines. You have a Christian Barmore, you have a Milton Williams. But no offense to Christian Barmore and Milton Williams, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, I think 90% of people are taking them over Barmore and Williams. Additionally, Ojomo being the third guy, I take him over Corey Durden 10 out of 10 times. Not the same player necessarily, but my goodness, this is going to be a huge test for this Patriots offensive line, and I'm really excited to watch it. All right, we move to number 2. This one is Patriots depth corners. We know they're probably going to be without Christian Gonzalez. Talked about it enough. He is injured / has an ongoing contract situation. The depth corners for the Patriots taking on a receiver that they haven't really seen. You know, you have the big-bodied guys in New England. You have your A.J. Brown, obviously. You have your Romeo Doubs, 2 guys that are going to win at the catch point. They're throw-it-up guys. They're big-bodied 6'2", 6'3" receiver. I don't know exactly how tall Romeo Doubs is, but A.J. Brown 6'2". You have taller guys. Now you face an elite and a true Z receiver. You kind of want Kyle Williams. You kind of want a Romeo Doubs to be that Z receiver. But you have a true Z receiver. The Patriots don't have one of those. And we'll see how he faces off against these depth corners. He's going to get a lot of action against Charles Woods, is my guess. Kindle Vildor is going to get some action against him. I think Karan Prunty is going to get some action when he's lined up as the X. Last season, he lined up as the flanker or the slot receiver about 100 more times than as the X receiver. So maybe some Marcellus Dial. Now, the Patriots are thin at quarterback. Obviously, it's going to be Marcus Jones, but I don't know who that backup slot corner is going to be. Maybe you see one rep with Marcellus Dial, and maybe that's a pass breakup, and maybe Marcellus Dial boosts his stock with that. But it's going to be really interesting to see. Oh, I have the stat right here. 507 in the slot, 434 as the X. For Smith, he's 6 feet 170, so he's not an A.J. Brown type. He's not a Romeo Doubs type. It's going to be really interesting to see how these depth corners go up against Devonta Smith. All right, third and final one. I got some extra stuff for you. A.J. Brown, and that's it. We knew the drama. We know the relationship with Jalen Hurts. I don't care about that. I want to see A.J. Brown. I want to see A.J. Brown against his former team, and more specifically, I want to see A.J. Brown against Quinyon Mitchell. Quinyon Mitchell is one of my favorite corners in the league, and he's one of the best corners in the league. And the best way that I can describe him is that he's very sticky in coverage, and he's a very aggressive cornerback, but he's not reckless. That's the best way I think you can describe him. There was a play last year against the Packers where Romeo Doubs ran I'd say a 7-yard hitch. Ball was out before Doubs turned around. There was a solid 3 yards in between Doubs and Quinyon Mitchell, and he came back and broke up the pass, and it was a very impressive play. Mitchell, I think, is one of the best coverage cornerbacks in the NFL, and if we want a stat to see where Mitchell played last season, this is according to Next Gen Stats. So before the bye last year, Mitchell moved around, so maybe some slot corner reps for Mitchell early in the season, but then after the bye, which was in week 9 for the Eagles, he played as the boundary corner, guarding the number 1 receiver set in 74.1% of his snaps. So you're going to see Mitchell against Brown, and you're going to see Mitchell against Doubs. Maybe you'll see a Mitchell against a Pop Douglas once in a while, but that's more going to be Cooper DeJean, which is a matchup that's definitely going to be interesting. A Pop Douglas, Cooper DeJean. Maybe if you get Romeo Doubs in the slot, we know A.J. Brown can work in the slot, and maybe a Kyle Williams or an Efton Chisholm gets a shot with the ones in the slot. We'll see how that looks, but the matchup that you have to be looking out for, and I think this is honestly, in terms of entertainment value, the most entertaining matchup on the field. Presumably, the Patriots starting offense versus the Eagles defense is going to be on the field closest to the fans, and that's going to be peak television, even though it's not televised. It's going to be peak, peak. I guess you could just describe it as that. All right. Now we got some former Patriots to talk about. A lot of Eagles players that used to play for the Patriots. We'll start off with the legend, John Jones, 2016-2018 Super Bowl champion, the pilot himself, Jonathan Jones. He's going to make the Eagles team, I think. The Eagles don't have too much depth. They have Reek Wallen, who they signed. They have Cooper DeJean, and they have Quinyon Mitchell. They're kind of like the Patriots. And then I think it's John Jones is the top backup slot. So I think he makes his team. Marcus Epps, he was with the Patriots last year, if you remember. There is a big camp battle right now. I was told this by my good friend who is an Eagles fan. Marcus Epps versus Michael Carter for the backup safety spot is the biggest camp battle right now for the Eagles. David Blay, he was on the Patriots 2 weeks ago. He's now with the Eagles. Isaiah Bolden, 7th round pick, didn't do much with the Patriots. It was here in 23 and 24. Maybe played in 2 or 3 games for them. And then Shaun Wade, Patriots legend Shaun Wade, was here, or is in Philly right now, and was here for a few years. I believe he was here in 22 and 2023 for the Patriots. So those are some former Patriots to keep an eye out for. Bring your John Jones jerseys if you want to get some autographs, although that will be packed, that will be hectic. So if you are a fan looking to get some autographs, don't expect any, because oh my goodness, there's going to be a lot of people there. And then the last thing I want to talk about, Ur Bernard and Joshua Weru. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think it's Weru. But they are 2 guys that have never played football before. And obviously, Ur was drafted, and then Joshua was not. But both guys never played football before. Going to be interested to watch both edge rushers, outside linebacker type players. So we'll see. Maybe Caleb Lomu, probably not if he's getting some reps with Morgan Moses, but maybe we'll see you name the backup, Lawrence Metz. Like I said, you name the backup tackle for the Patriots. We'll see him against an Ur Bernard and a Joshua Weru. All right, that was it for the Patriots Real-Time Report. Stay tuned for more podcasts following tomorrow's joint practice day 1. Going to be a 20-20 day for the Patriots, which means they're going to be inside the 20s, more field work. Not going to be a heavily red zone focused day. Day 2, which is the 20th and going to be on Thursday, it's going to be a red zone focused day. So bring your popcorn for that day. A.J. Brown, Quinyon Mitchell, jump balls galore. Get ready for it. And I'm Theo Diesenhaus, and this was the Patriots Real-Time Report.